So I want to talk about NFTs because it's a hot new thing at the moment. I'm recording this on the day after Beeple Crap, the famous digital artist who made an artwork every day for like 5,000 days, sold a NFT piece, a collection of all of his work for a 69 million US dollars. And I thought maybe I can have some of that money and talk about that. No, just kidding. I just want to talk about this. This is not going to be any kind of a, like an official guide or, like a super serious video. I just want to talk about the impact of NFTs for particularly photographers and how photographers can benefit from this in a way that makes sense. So unless you've been living under a rock for the past 3 weeks, you might have heard of NFTs. They are non-fungible tokens, and they are basically tokens that are certificates of authenticity for your digital art. So it's a way to sell digital artwork or photos or tweets for ridiculous amounts of money on the Ethereum blockchain. It doesn't really make sense on the surface. When I first heard about it, I thought it was kind of stupid, and I'm sure a lot of you had the same reaction because you can just go and right-click Save As and a piece of photo, and then you own it, and that way you can save up to $69 million. But I guess it makes more sense when you think of the real life art scene as well, because it's very easy to make forgeries of paintings that look basically identical or actually identical to the real thing, and the only thing separating the real thing from the forgery is the certificate of authenticity, and that can often be the difference between $100 and millions and millions of bucks. But there's arguments either way whether or not this makes sense long term, or whether or not it's just going to be remembered as a piece of history of the 2021 cryptocurrency bubble. Kind of impossible to know which way it's going to go. But in my opinion, the true value of NFTs, or at least if not the true value, the way that you can for sure benefit from NFTs as a photographer is by converting the sale of your digital printable files or your full resolution files of your photos into NFT tokens. And I think there's a couple of benefits from that. Sometimes people just want to buy the full resolution photo of your work. Maybe you share a low resolution picture on Reddit or Instagram and they really like it, and they want to have it either as a wallpaper or more commonly as a print that they print themselves. So instead of buying the full print, they just buy the file, and then they go to their own printing shop locally, or even use their own printer and get it for the wall in exactly the way that they want it, and they avoid international shipping costs or whatever. So anyway, tying that into NFTs, previously I would have just done it by email, asked them for $50 or $75 usually on PayPal, and then send the full resolution file via Dropbox into their email after they've paid. And this would have been available to anyone who asks in unlimited quantities. But scarcity is a good marketing tactic, and it is something that exists in the real world. And this is a way that you could make your artwork more valuable if you just print one. It's up to you whether you like the idea of that or not, but I think for some people it would make sense if you want to establish yourself as a kind of like a premium artist. You don't want to sell yourself short, so you would just mint one token of a printable file, and then whoever buys it can have it. But even if you don't go the scarcity route, there's I think a win-win situation here, at least theoretically, because NFTs are tokens on the blockchain that can be resold. So therefore somebody could buy your work, print it out, and then relist it for around the same value or even more value. So people could buy your print and print it out for themselves, and then simply relist that on the marketplace, and then they can resell it, and then they can get their money back, and somebody else can buy the print, but also you get a commission, at least if you decide to get a commission. When you create an NFT, you can set a resale royalty amount to any percentage. So if you, for example, if you set it to 10%, somebody buys your NFT for $200, resells it for $200, you get the $200 to yourself, and then every time it's resold, you also get a commission. So I think it's a really neat way to kind of turn digital files into more of a scarce asset, and it's a fun way to get involved in this new technology. And this works regardless of how NFTs, in terms of like just the certificate, are gonna fare out in the next couple of years. Who knows, maybe they will be legitimate things, and then this is simply going to be a bonus for your customers. And I guess before I end the video, I'll talk about the environmental impact of NFTs, because you cannot go on Twitter without seeing people who don't really understand what they're talking about repeating headlines written by people who are either actively spreading disinformation or are simply just as clueless as the people who spread it and are looking for nice clickbait titles. But minting NFTs does not increase the emissions in the Ethereum blockchain. The amount of transactions in the blocks makes zero difference for the emissions. The emissions come from mining. If you are against Ethereum as a whole, I guess there's an argument saying that by supporting NFTs, you also kind of support Ethereum, but all those calculators about the environmental cost of minting an NFT are simply not true, and I don't know how those people even got those figures. You can simply ignore that. Of course, do your own research, fact check me, but I'm pretty sure I'm right on this one. So don't worry, by minting an NFT, you're not destroying the environment by yourself. Anyway, that's all for me. I would really be curious what you guys think of this phenomenon. So leave me a comment and tell me what you think. I know you're supposed to be having these discussions on Clubhouse at the moment, but I haven't really got into the app. I just go on there and listen to Tim Dillon, who, by the way, also has some hilarious bits about NFTs. You should check out his podcast, the latest episode. I'll link it. And also, if you actually want to learn about the practical sides of NFTs, how to actually get into NFTs, how to start selling them, and how to learn about the blockchain if you're new to that, my friend Noe made a great video about that, a guide into getting started in NFTs. I'll link that in the comments or description as well. So anyway, thank you for watching.